Hey, uh, sorry about that, everyone. About the delay. It's just before live stream. Before live streams, I always take a nap, and it seems that today I kind of forgot myself into it. So, if it wasn't for Pisces Moonbeam to text me, "Are you ready?" Probably I would have been sleeping still. Nonetheless, welcome to the channel. Rad here, and tonight we have full moon in Gemini to talk about. Not astrologically, not from astrological aspect, because I'm not an astrologer. But what we're gonna check in tonight is going to be the tarot perspective of the matter. Use the phone. So glad to have you around. Welcome, welcome to the stream, and Patty as well. Good evening, Patty. Uh, so before we jump to the cream of the cake, uh, let's check on the collective reading. This is the overall energy and how that astrological event is going to affect pretty much every single one of us to one or another extent. And if you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw 5 cards there. And the cards are as follow. First one, that was Temperance, followed by the second card, which is the Ace of Cups. The third card, which we had, or which we have, that is to be the Queen of Cups. Then the fourth card, that will be the Two of Cups. And the fifth card, not the third, but rather the fifth card, that is going to be the Moon. So aside from the starting card Temperance, we do have water everywhere. What does water represent in tarot? It's emotions. So this is going to be very emotional lunar phase, at least according to my cards, that is. And those emotions are going to emphasize on partnerships. What are emotional partnerships? Well, in most cases, they are intimate relationship, friendships, relationships in between children, their parents, family relationships, etc. Well, it could be as well business partnerships, but you either love your partner in that case, or you either very much hate them, because love and hate, they kind of go hand to hand together. And at least according to these tarot cards, that will be the main emphasis on the upcoming lunar transit or phase. That happens, by the way, in Thursday, I believe, or maybe tomorrow. Hold on a second. It's on 7th. I know it's on 7th, 11:08 p.m. But it is Thursday because today, no, today's Tuesday. It's just I messed it around because it's 3:44 a.m. here. So Wednesday, 11:08 a.m. p.m. I'm sorry, for the Eastern Hemisphere, according to the calendar I'm looking here. Okay, so what about the partnerships? Well, this transit is going to kind of like dig up the dirt into those or from those partnerships. So the very least, we are going to start seeing annoying traits into the people that we are dealing with, people that by that point, who knows? I mean, we may have unconditionally loved, and we are still gonna love them, but again, there are gonna be those aspects are gonna start kind of like taking up the front stage here, which we are gonna find a bit annoying. For example, some kind of a different opinion, for example, some kind of a different anticipation approach as well, and those kind of stuff. And truth be told, well, I forgot my sentence here. It was a smart one, that's why I forgot it, all right? But truth be told, guys, the peak of the lunar phase is when we do reach solidarity and compassion in between each other, even if we kind of have a different opinions on one thing or another. That is because the biggest lesson that we are to learn from the transit is the respect that we need to have. I mean, you can think differently than me, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have to hate you for it. On the contrary, it will benefit me greatly if I do respect you for your opinion and leave you try on your own, but you need to respect me for my opinion as well, because it will be that kind of a condition into this lunar phase that it's pretty much the right approach into one or another problem, one or another project or a situation is going to be anybody's guess. And while your way could work, the way of your spouse could work either. Okay, so both ways could work. And for that, we need to be a little bit open-minded. Another thing from these cards is that whenever something starts to swiping off the sense of security that we do have in our partnerships, whether business, romantic, friendships, etc., we need to remind ourselves about the other person that is into those partnerships, and see that, despite the current, and I can't really call them setbacks, more like a current, it's not even misunderstandings, it's more like mismatches. Current mismatches of opinion and so on and so forth. That person still knows us and can understand us for what those cards are showing. Well, if they don't, and if they can't, in what do I mean under understand us? They understand what we went through, what we are going through. They may not understand what we want to accomplish from all that, but they can put themselves in our shoes, walk a mile in them and back as well, and take a full grasp over our mindset, situation, and so on and so forth. So that's a person who loves us despite any setback we have, and we should strive to return that, no questions asked, at least according to these cards. Because according to them as well, with that moon at the very last position here, okay, moon is, especially in this position, which is the energies that are to support all of us throughout the upcoming transit. The moon card, it's like a path, right? It's like a path that every single one of us is going to walk, and it's unavoidable. It's a good path, but it is unavoidable, and it's a path of a personal relationship for what those cards are showing. And this path is going to lead us where we belong, to whom we belong, or to how we belong as well. And there isn't a much room to kind of like go against it or anything, but when this path forms, we will feel a bit insecure, emotionally insecure. That is because some circumstances are going to be hidden and obscured from us. Well, why I'm saying that It is because the angrier you get to, for example, your spouse, it will matter not. For if you are meant to be together, you are gonna be together, right? Even if you, for some reason, you break up, couple of days later, 1 week later, couple of weeks later, you're gonna come back to your senses, both of you, and end up together again. So what is the purpose of this full moon in Gemini? Hello, Sam. And Ozai. Temperance. Well, long story short, guys, the purpose of this full moon in Gemini, at least according to these cards, is each one of us to find a way to, well, for the lack of better expression here, to find the most appropriate way to reach the destination that it is designated for every single relationship we have, without going to either one or the other extreme. And being always right is one of those extremes. You cannot be always right. It cannot be always someone else's fault, right? Just say. All right, so this is, oh, and by the way, we're gonna learn as well to open up, kind of like shove away all the pride and all the shyness and all, you know, all the what is that English word? Well, I cannot come up to it right now, but to shove all those states and as well, if you will, emotions that are not allowing us to be solely, or to show our soul naked in front of the people we love. Veronica, thank you so much for 7 Canadian. Thank you, Veronica. Make sure that you do stay till the end of the stream. Dissonance, yeah, that could be the word. Thank you so much for your 7 Canadian. Make sure you stick around, or rather like stay around. I don't know why I'm using stick around. I probably heard it somewhere in a movie, but stay around up until the end, and you're gonna have your personal reading for the full moon in Gemini. Well, actually, when I am either sleep deprived or just woke up, I do better performance in reading the cards. So, but thank you, Veronica. Mattia, thank you so much for your $20 US. PayPal support. Thank you, Mattia. Let me check if there is an inquiry with it. No, all right. So it's the full moon itself for you. Right. Hello, Lawrence. Alright, guys, starting up now the cream of the cake, the stream itself. Before I jump to the 12 star signs, let me just give you a few notes about the show. So, first and foremost, there are going to be 12 readings, one for each star signs, sign, singular, one for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces at the end. Just following up the string, the traditional string of star signs. That way, anyone can kind of like roughly estimate where they can hear, or rather like listen to their to the star signs they want to check. But also there are going to be three of you who can have a free reading with me throughout the live stream. One chance you guys going to have after I'm done with the star sign of Cancer. Another chance, guys, you're going to have when I'm done with the star sign of Scorpio. And the final chance that is going to be after the star sign of Pisces. And after that, there are going to be super chat readings. So should any of you guys decide that you can and you want to support the stream and the channel through super chat, you're going to have a reading at the end of the stream that is guaranteed. And if your super chat is $20 or above, just like Mattia did, the reading is going to be that very same format I just did for the collective, and I'm going to do for each star sign as well 5-card lunar phase spread, in case you do not have any inquiry with it, because you can ask a question with your super chat, a question that you want me to read for with my tarot cards, and in that case I'm going to pick a spread that is going to answer to the best of the tarot abilities of your question. And so with that said, let me kind of like take a swing here. On the coffee and see what we have for Aries. Glued. Wait, isn't Mars retrograde? For as far as I know, Mars is retrograding. Oh my god, that R is so difficult to pronounce today. So it's retrograding in I don't know what star sign, but I know that it is going direct midway January. So for Aries, guys, we do have the 8 of Cups being the first card, followed by 3 of Cups being the second. Afterwards, that's gonna be the High Priestess of all cards, which is the third one. Four of Pentacles, the fourth one. And the final card for Aries, this is going to be the Four of Wands. Okay. So there will be a few disputes in between you. So there are going to be few disputes in between you and people that you do share emotional state with. Again, these are people that you do have something for, whether grudge or whether love. The mark here is going to be that you both are feeling the same thing. Okay, so if you hate them, they hate you. If you love them, they love you. For those kind of people, I am talking about. This is what type of or which interactions that lunar transit is going to, or lunar phase for you Aries is going to touch. And there will be some, well, they may not be exactly misunderstandings. Okay, it could be different type of situations as well. Bottom line here, Aries, it is that throughout the transit, you may start feeling a bit disappointed of how these relationships which you thought are ironclad, you know, they are rock solid, nothing wrong can go on in with them, right? And that isn't something wrong, guys, by any means. Okay, that is just people show character. In that case, you and the person you love or the person you hate, whichever the case. And what those cards are advising you to do, Aries? Brush it off, swipe it under the rug, move on. You don't have to pay any attention to it. Okay. Your spouse makes a provocative comment, you don't have to reply at all. Okay, just pretend you haven't heard and move on. There are so many examples that I can give you in general, but unless it's an action, you totally don't have to reply anything. In fact, according to these cards, throughout the next 2 weeks, it will be best if you don't make any action that even in slightest is going to jeopardize what you worked so hard to ensure for the future, whether that's a business partnership or whether that's a personal relationship, or why not even rivalry. Okay, you may have ensured the upper hand in your rivalry and you are provoked now, you lose it, and you lose it literally, right? So it will be very important to maintain your cool and composure into the upcoming couple of weeks. Know that even if you have to kind of like gnash your teeth and maintain silence, right? Be silent about something you want to say. You think it's smart though, you know, there is something smart you want to say as a counter strike. And you have to gnash your teeth over it. There will be a better place and better circumstances under which you will have your chance to say it, where you can deliver the coup de grace, so to speak. But into the upcoming couple of weeks, there are going to be details over the situations that involve those important people in one or the other way of the spectrum, the pleasant one, which are going to be consolidated. And after those important aspects are consolidated, the future is going to promise you a much better perspective over those relationships, if you haven't screwed them over with impulsive actions or speeches as well up until this point. So important thing for you, Aries, shut your mouth in the next couple of weeks. Do not answer provocations. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam, for the blessing. Yeah, it's sneezing. I'm sneezing a lot past a couple of years, especially when I'm talking. Probably there is something wrong with my sinuses, but when I was on a doctor for an exam, they haven't said anything. You know, I was on a how do you call it, otorhinopharyngologist, you know, for my ears when they were ringing. They're still ringing, but not nearly as strong as they were ringing a year and a half ago. And I went to such a doctor and they checked everything, the nose, you know, the sinuses, the throat. I haven't said anything. By the way, I forgot to put the star sign glyph. Anyway, the glyph is going forward now. Taurus next. Hey, Jasmine, welcome to the stream. Alright, so for Taurus, first one, that's going to be the King, guys. The King of Wands of all people, or of all court cards, followed by the Temperance. No surprise here, the Temperance follow right after the King of Wands. Moving on next, that's going to be the Five of Pentacles. followed by the Four of Pentacles again. And the final one for you, Taurus, that's going to be the Ten of Pentacles. So it's a pretty straightforward read, guys, for you, Taurus. And the spread is showing that there will be a very huge impulse that will happen to be over your ambitions. No, well, that's Bulgarian. So the impulse that is going to happen to strike your ambition, allowing you to truly follow it. Okay, truly follow it. Usually I do not preach such attitude. That is not something I live by, but it's right now, it's in the cards. And what they say, it is that you should apply your methods to the extreme, for lack of a better word, here, and address the issues. Here, Five of Pentacles into the third position. Address the issues. So it does look like that for you, Taurus, into the upcoming couple of weeks, you are going to be in a position of strength when it comes to your ambition, right? And when I say ambition, that is the ambition you have while or before you watch that video. It doesn't work like you are hearing me now saying, oh, you will make a strong progress into your ambition. You just make up your ambition. That's not how it works. So it is the ambition up until this point. If you have no ambition, then you can pretty much, you know, don't listen to this reading, because it's not applied to you. It applies only to you Tauruses who does have an ambition. So yeah, it's you're gonna have your chances there to apply a quite solid and strong approach toward that ambition. Very effective drive, actions that are going to simply produce results, although you are gonna have to be a little bit extreme with your performances, Taurus. And on top of that, next couple of weeks, you're gonna have that pull to kind of like enjoy life a little bit more, right? Going out with friends, for example, parties, bars, pubs, discos, etc. For not for some of you, it will be within all of you, but it is like it's not going to be insatiable drive. All right, you can definitely kind of like forget about it a couple of minutes after it shows up. But bottom line is that next couple of weeks are pretty much pivotal for you, Taurus, to ensure the possibility of that ambition you may have. You may have an ambition to be some kind of a with some kind of a status, or successful in a certain way, whatever the case. All right, next couple of weeks, it are the weeks that you need to consolidate the possibility, or establish, so to speak, the possibility that ambition to come true. And the universe is going to help you with allowing you to first have a comfortable environment, in a sense of that you ain't gonna face any difficulties for as far as the transit is concerned, you know, the lunar phase. That's why it will be very beneficial for you to address the one that are currently presenting themselves. And furthermore, how the universe is going to help you, is not going to allow anyone to mess around with what you're trying to create, at least for the time being, for the full moon in Gemini. Jasmine, thank you so much for your 1999 US dollar support. Thank you, Jasmine. Make sure that you do stay by the end, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon in Gemini. Oh, you're welcome. chance on it, Buck. I believe first time seeing you here. Welcome to the stream, or at least by this point you haven't typed a comment. But welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. All right, so the big man himself, Gemini. No, thank you. Thank you for your $10 support, Chansonnet. Thank you. Make sure that you also stay by the end, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon in Gemini. Yeah, and guys, don't forget to stay for your moon and rising sign. In fact, all these readings that you listen in YouTube, especially the astrology readings, I don't know if these people are telling you, but this is what they are saying more apply to your rising sign, aka ascendant, rather than your sun sign or the star sign you are born with. For the lack of better, for a lack of better interpretation, I never knew that. Pisces moon being opened my eyes for it. One day we were talking about it, and I said, well, why are you not making videos like any other astrologer? And she said, well, because I don't feel ethical, because these people, the astrologers, they're not saying it, but actually they are doing it in a way that, for example, they say, oh, Scorpio into the upcoming month, this and this, but the chart they're looking at, Scorpio is actually a rising sign to what they're looking into. So it's actually for your rising sign. You watch any astrologer, what they're saying, for a star sign, it's for the rising sign. Anyway, don't forget to watch your moon and rising sign as well, because they are also very, very important. In fact, having a glimpse of all three, it's going to give you the big picture. One second. But nobody tells you that, because not everybody knows their rising sign, and this is gonna drop, or rather not just drop, it's gonna plummet viewership. Okay, that's why you haven't been told. You are beguiled to think that this reading is for your rising sign. Right, Gemini. We do have the King of Swords first. Followed by the Knight of Swords. Typical for Gemini with those swords cards. Afterwards, we do have the Hierophant. That's going to be a bit awkward. So the third one, that's going to be the Hierophant. Afterwards, we do have the Queen of Swords. And the final one, this is going to be the Page of Pentacles. Okay. News Devon, thank you so much for your 449 British pounds. Thank you. You also stay if you can up until the end of the stream, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon in Gemini. 1 second here to put you into the into the list. Right, so Gemini, uh, I don't know how to break it up to you. I cannot find exactly the words. So this okay, let's put it that way. This next couple of weeks, you are going to be mentored for one or another words, or in one or another shape. There will be an entity, whether a person or organization, that is gonna try to move your hand about something, okay? And the way they will try to move your hand, it's going to be the best way your hand can move about possible at that point. And so now here it does depend how that entity is going to play out their cards, because here's what happens, guys. If you try to give too much thought into it and kind of like brainstorm this move of a hand, you will gonna start pulling away from the whole endeavor, and that is going to, if not set, how can I put it into words, if not set idle, is going to worsen your problems. And when I said set idle, I mean that the resolution or the process of resolving problems, challenges, predicaments is going to be set idle. Why this person may not be telling you everything, or this entity may not be telling you everything, because this is within the card. Well, because there is a multiple sides to the enterprise. What I mean is that yes, they are moving your hand about the enterprise, but they are probably moving 3 more hands about the enterprise as well. And there are ugly aspects that does not concern you at that point, but there are there. There is dirt there, and that entity doesn't want you find yourself being buried underneath. Okay, so the more questions you ask, the worse you make the situation. Now, you're not gonna like it throughout the next couple of weeks as well, because it's gonna feel that someone else is calling the shots. All right, someone else is saying what you should do, how you should do it, etc., etc. It will feel like someone else knows more. That's not exactly the prime peak of Gemini, is it? Okay, having someone that you feel rather like thinks superior into knowing the tricks of the trade of life. I mean, come on, guys. But in any case, the universe is gonna support you with well, the word is not even results. That is when you devote yourself into something, then you do see that it kind of worth it. So it's going to support you with worth, for the lack of a better word. And your attitude should be that you should follow more experienced people. Okay, especially in business and in love as well. But that is, according to these cards, the appropriate behavior, right? Like the appropriate state that you should adopt throughout the next couple of weeks. And don't concern yourself with rewards. The rewards are gonna find you if you do the job right, or if you follow the bigger experience the way it's meant to be followed. But yeah, unfortunately, Gemini, this next couple of weeks you will end up being a follower, not for a wrong reason, of course, for what those cards are showing, but to push your things through. Just because you're not told everything doesn't mean that something is working against you. That was Gemini. Now moving on, next we do have Cancer. Hello, Melda. Long time no see. Actually, ages, I believe. Welcome to the stream. Oh my God, what's going on? Cancer. The Magician comes first for you guys, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have, oh my God, it is Death. Followed next, Knight of Swords. And the last one, it's gonna be the Queen of Wands. So it's a pretty straightforward for you, Cancer. This lunar phase is gonna allow you, well, the method is gonna be different for each one of you here. But for example, through experimenting or through just, stop giving a dime about what's gonna happen, whatever the case, depending on your situation. But the cards are showing that within this lunar phase, you will find a better way, right? A better way to express yourself, to show what you are made of, to be accepted for who you are, where you need to be accepted for who you are, to say what you mean and being understood without a misconception, so to speak. It's a huge full moon for you, Cancer. The universe is gonna gift you with like a sixth sense for bullshit, right? And not just only for bullshit, but as well for strengths and weaknesses, meaning that if you are to be introduced to someone, you're immediately gonna know what that person is strong in, where their weaknesses lies, and how you can use them. Are you gonna use them or not? That depends entirely on you. But such a sixth sense also is going to exert a will to prevail. You will know that you can prevail literally into anything that you are to face in those couple of weeks. But why you're gonna start readopting your, let's say, ways? Well, that is because as the transit progresses, either you are gonna start feeling a bit unhappy about how things are turning out, okay? Or you're gonna see that, yeah, you are making progress, but that doesn't really change anything within the exterior. People still seeing you the same way they saw you a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. Your marriage, for example, isn't improving in any way, and that is going to pretty much not force you, but make you to take different approach. And oh boy, isn't that going to be effective, right? So, and it's all going to be guided by the emotion and the feeling, right? At some point, you are going to feel that what you are doing is futile, or where you are at, it's pointless, or what is forming is unnecessary. And once you kind of like experience that feeling, that's the moment you gotta make the change, all right, into a place. You gotta change, for example, either your place or your approach or the way you talk, the way you express yourself, whatever the case. But once you make the change, your personal sovereignty is gonna become ironclad, right? And pretty much any action you make is gonna make a ripples. People will notice you. This time around, you will be heard, right? You will be noticed. Shakti and Anna, welcome to the live stream. Hope you do enjoy it, guys. But Cancer now done, and the first free reading giveaway. So now one of you can have a personal reading with me, or rather like a free personal reading with me. And all that you gotta do to enter in a contest for it is just input a question into the comments down below. A question that you want me to read for with the tarot cards. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes, guys, to input your questions. And after those 5 minutes, if there are any questions, I'm going to pick one of them and I'm going to perform a professional reading. If there are no questions, I'm just going to move on to the next 4 star signs, which are to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Uh, well, unless you are explicitly told from that person that they are gonna come back to you, I can't really say that you are waiting, mate. I mean, in my view, you are wasting your time. Right? You are literally wasting your time. So I would move on if I were you. Anna, thank you so much for your $20 support. Thank you, Anna. Make sure that you stay up until the end of the stream, where you can have your personal reading for the full moon in Gemini. Sam, if that woman wants to come back, she's gonna find a way. There is no point for you needing kind of like waiting, all right? And if she doesn't want to find a way, then I guess she doesn't want it that badly, does she? Shakti, procedure like health procedure. Oh yeah, man, it is what it is. You know, someone not being with you because they don't feel ready, for example, to me that's just simply an excuse. With all due my respect, it's bullshit, right? There isn't such thing I'm ready. What do you mean? A dental. Yeah, it's still related to health. Shakti, tarot is not designed to read for health. Okay. The best I can do if I pick your question is to tell you how you're gonna feel about it after you kind of like the procedure is over, but that doesn't really give you an answer. Is it gonna go well or not? Because for example, it may go very well, but you still may end up unhappy about something about the procedure, and that is not gonna tell you that it's not going well. Or it could go very bad, but the team, the staff may try to do everything on their power to rectify the situation, and still you're gonna feel good about the procedure because you actually received the best that there is for it, but still things didn't went your way. That is just for example. I cannot really tell you how actually it's gonna end. Alright then, wolf class. So I was mispronouncing your freaking avatar for the past year and a half. Because I was pretty sure I was naming you Wolfie Kiss. But it's a class. Alright. Me and my husband, we do have a small business. I wonder if finally it's gonna pick up. Now, what does it mean picking up? That's a thing that needs to be clarified. What does that really means? Okay, because some people may consider being business picking up kind of like being a competitor to, I don't know, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. That is for them actually business picking up. For others, people like me, picking up, it's when you can pretty much provide a meal for yourself from the business you do, and that's all you need. So I will rephrase it, and we'll structure it like that. Is the business gonna be satisfiable for you based on your standards? Emily, thank you so much for your $20 super chat support. Thank you. Make sure that you do stay by the end, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon in Gemini. Well, every business is slow for the past few months. World class. Every business slowed down. And you can understand inflation, the prices are skyrocketing and whatnot. But for you and your husband, those are cards, by the way. So what we have, it is the Page of Pentacles, followed by Temperance. Moving on, next we do have the Ace of Wands. And the final one, that is going to be the Four of Pentacles. So the business is going to stabilize and normalize and as well consolidate by the end of June next year. Oh, that's pretty much that must be done from your behalf. Is not give up on it, okay, but dedicate yourself to that business according to the cards. That is, you will, however, you do have a head on your shoulders. You can make your own choices. By all means, do what suits you best. But according to the tarot cards, all you gotta do is just not giving up on it, and not do anything extreme as well. All right, any kind of maneuver that it's kind of like all or nothing, that is something you do not do. Right? Actually, no, you gotta take some chances there. I misinterpret here. You gotta take some chances, but only when the chance feel gainingful, right? Only then, and present itself to you instead of kind of like trying to make it up. But long story short, if you're dedicated to the business, it's going to normalize, stabilize, and consolidate by the end of June next year. And that is your reading. And it's gonna be, yeah, but saying is going to consolidate and stabilize, the business will be able to ensure the certainty of your material state. Okay, so it's going to provide. That's what I meant under that. All right, that was the first free reading. Now a couple of minutes, and moving after that to the next four star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and then none other than Scorpio itself. Strawberries. I love strawberries actually. Did I do I? I'm so bad with foods, guys. I mean, people say that I know I speak English very well, but I'm so bad with foods. Yeah, I remember what strawberries are. No, I don't like them. I mean, I can eat strawberries, but I don't really like them. I think I love raspberries. This is how you call them? Raspberries. Yeah. Hello, Queen Rich. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, they are my favorite fruit. It's peach, but those kind of like a we call them uh either a naked peaches where they're so polished. They don't have that um thistles, I believe how you call it. They're not bristle, right? They're not bristle around the shell, so to speak. Rocky, welcome to the stream, girl. Um, or a boy or a man. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but in any case, Rocky, welcome to the stream. So yeah, we call them a naked peaches or nectarines. That is how we call them. Or it's a fuzz. This is how you call that, the white thing around. All right, I didn't know, peach fuzz. Oh, okay. And see, I learned something. Fuzzy peaches. Yeah, see, I learned something new about foods, that is. Rocky, thank you so much for your 27.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you, Rocky. Make sure you stay by the end of the stream, where you're gonna have your personal reading over the full moon in Gemini. Yeah, those kind of peaches. And oh my god, guys, last couple of months in the local grocery stores. I don't believe that you do have those grocery stores in America, in the United States. I believe they're Austrian grocery stores, but you really can find, as far as foods are concerned, almost anything in it. All right, it's so packed, and due to the pandemic, you can always find anything you need there. It's just they always provide it. It's one of the most exquisite brands, I believe, in Europe when it comes to groceries. And they deliver these apples, man. Oh my god. They were 3 times the price of, the normal apples, but when you saw them, they were like they were twinkling on the light itself, right? They were just so polished and reflective and glossy. And I saw the price and I said, oh my god, this is crazy, man. But I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try it. And it was like eating a honey. They were so freaking sweet and kind of like they were juicy. And oh my god, these apples, man! I never tasted anything like that. It was crazy. I believe it's some kind of a new species of apples. Maybe genetically engineered, but I don't care. They were so tasty and sweet, and it was, oh my god, I'm in love with them. Uh, what do you mean white spots? Yeah, I don't believe so. And they were red apples. I usually don't like red apples. I prefer yellow or green, but green they have to be quite ripe for me to like them. I prefer the yellow apples. Hello, living dead girl. All right, Leo next. Hold on a second to put Leo on the screen here. All right, so Leo next. Like snowflakes. I never saw such kind of an apple. I never saw such kind of an apple, Sam. They do have a little brown spots here, like very little brown spots, but white, no. Anyway, Leo. First one, that's gonna be the two of wands, guys. Followed by the ace of wands. Moving on next, that's gonna be. No, I understand it. It's just we don't have here such kind of a a species of apple. Uh, King of Pentacles. It is the third one. Followed by the Queen of Wands. I'm sorry, Queen of Wands. And the final one, that's gonna be the Eight of Swords. Wow, thank God it's gonna be a good reading, Shakti. I mean, for a second, you made me kind of sweat, right? For a second, you made me sweat. Because this felt like, like, I don't want to say threat, but it kind of felt like it, right? For it to be a good read or what? But in any case, Leo, it's really they're gonna have their time here, right? In a sense of, well, it's gonna be a good growth for them. Shooting themselves in the foot, it's possible though, and that is if you, Leo, kind of like try to bite more than you can chew. Really, it's like, now, guys, you gotta focus and emphasize on the current developments you do have rather than striving to manifest new developments like new projects, for example. Well, if you are looking out for something like a job or like a relationship, then you don't have a current manifestations. But in that particular case, then the reading reflects to what you are looking for, and according to the reading, you should, at least for the next couple of days, you should really strive to be involved in things you know almost everything about. So people that you know, people that you very well know, or type of people that you are used to, jobs that you are very familiar with, etc., etc. But for you, Leo, next couple of weeks, guys, it is where you do expand on your current accomplishments and your current achievements, and you make them even bigger, you make them even more profitable, you make them even more, can I put it into words, usable, kind of like cash in on your success, if you know what I mean. Additionally to it, if you plan to make investments, at least according to these cards, those investments are gonna see a good return at the end. But this reading is more emphasized on your business and your career, and it does look like that you're gonna learn how to navigate through it, in a sense of how to make your business maneuvers more and more successful, how to be more successful into what you are doing, and into what you are making your living from. Additionally to it, the universe is gonna allow you to, can I put it into words, cross certain boundaries, things that usually you are not okay of doing or saying, but now, from now on, there will be no problem for you to do so. And also, you will learn to read people. That is also a thing. Right, so that was Leo. Now, moving on, next, we do have Virgo. All right, chance on it. If you cannot come back for your reading, you can always watch it on a recording. Bear in mind that YouTube kind of like changed their it's not exactly interface, it's just they're not placing the stream recording into videos anymore. They leave it into streams, all right, or rather not streams but lives. So if you do want to find the video of the stream, you just have to go to the live tab of the channel, and you're gonna find it there. Well, if that's true, Sam, if that is true, then the very least you have made your first step of recovering, because that's my opinion, at least. When people are mentally unwell, recognizing it is the most important and very first step of recovery. Because that is something I like to say. If you think that everyone around you has something wrong with them, and you are the only one straight, right, or normal, or if you think that everyone around you is stupid and you are the smartest man there or the smartest person there, then definitely it's the other way around. You're welcome, Shakti. Oh, you are on a dental procedure. I get it now. I get it now. Oh, thank you, leaving that girl away. All right, so Virgo, first one, that's gonna be the Page of Cups for you, followed by the Moon. Afterwards, we do have the Four of Wands. Then, gonna be the Seven of Swords. And the final one, it's gonna be the Queen of Swords. All right, very interesting. Well, you are due to surprise some people or entities, Virgo, because in the coming weeks, couple of weeks, that is, just only you're gonna come to a conclusion, but also you're gonna show it that you actually do have a choice, right? You do have a free will. You get to do whatever is best for yourself, which, needless to say, is not gonna be liked by some, right? Well, long story short here, you're gonna start changing your opinion about one person or another, about one enterprise or another, about one position or another, realizing that they're not actually, as for the lack of better word, saying mandatory for you. And therefore you can definitely do without them, right? And so if they're more pain in your arse than actually a benefit, if they're more of a hassle than a reward, and it's not really worth it. And this, my friends, is gonna make you actually fulfill and accomplish some important cycles in your life. I mean, you will be able to finalize some important cycles in your life. And go figure, you couldn't by that point is because you were investing in the wrong place, in the wrong people, in the wrong entities, or in the wrong enterprises. But no more, right? No more. For some of you, though, is going to be kind of like a difficult process, because there will be a resistance you are going to face from those which kind of like let's call them pulling the strings, okay? But unlike other times, this time around you will stand your ground. I mean, you are going to show that strong backbone, storm the situation if you have to, and generally you will have the means to push yourself through, and you will, which will kind of like start changing little by little your life. So yeah, there is a change looming on your horizon. It starts from you when you make a crucial self-assessment, not assessment, because you are not going to assassinate yourself, assessment, right? So crucial self-assessment, realizing what you need and what you don't, and you're going to be amazed realizing what you actually do not need. That it is taking than giving. Letting it go will allow you to face that looming change, which you, by the way, gonna freaking love. Right, so that was Virgo, and now moving on, next we do have Libra. First one for Libra, that's gonna be the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Hierophant, moving on next, we do have the moon. Afterwards, that's going to be the Seven of Wands. And the final one, this is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. So this reading can go about so many things, actually everything that could happen to one person. But what that reading is showing here is that in the next couple of weeks, you are going to start to smell it, all right? There is going to smell on something wrong around you. For some of you, the smell is going to be actually a reek, right? It will waft in the air. It's going to be undeniable. And you know, that may be within your intimate relationship or into your business friendships, but bottom line for you, Libra, is that simply you are going to start smelling the situations that are not worth your attention anymore, really. Situations which are using you more than actually are giving you in return. And once that happens here, you will, bottom line, you will learn how to get yours, or take what it is due, one way or another. You know, that also could result into severance, for example. But pretty much, long story short for you guys, is that these couple of weeks are very, very important for you, because you will see what is off. You know, for example, you do have a really good job by the standards of many, you do have a nice family, but still you feel unhappy and you don't know why you are unhappy. Well, buckle up, because you are about to find out into the upcoming couple of weeks, and also having the means to fix it one way or another. Okay, for some of you, the fix could be kind of drastic, like I said, severance or an ultimatum or whatever case. The bottom line is that once you do identify this wrongfulness, you simply wouldn't be able to stay idle about it. This is not going to be something you can simply pretend is not existing, and actions are going to be taken from you to fix it. And I believe you will. I mean, I believe you are going to fix it for yourself, that is, not for the others. Well, it could be also fixed for the others, but at least for yourself, it will be fixed by the end. Taco, long time no see, mate. What is that you need to look forward to this week? Well, best I can answer that with Lenormand cards, mate. So do you give me a permission to do so? And it's not going to be just only about the forward week, but next 3 important events of yours. If you give me that permission to use the Lenormand cards, I will. But thank you so much for your 22 US dollars. Thank you, Taco. Hold on a second. Right. Alright. Lenormand it is then. Well, we all have these times, don't we? All right, Scorpio next. Hey, Jesse. It's your friend. I mean, you do have a friend who is called that? Or your friend to the cards? Scorpio. Uh, oh my god, yes. We do have the sun first, followed by the Queen of Swords, and even with ease. That is almost too good to be true. With the Eight of Swords. That is the Queen of Swords, by the way. Okay, the second card. Third one, that is the Eight of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna take it. The Emperor. And the final one, it's gonna be the Queen of Wands. Right, so long story short for Scorpio, this full moon in Gemini, it's all about us growing everywhere, anyhow, in a natural way. Business, love relationships, friendships. It's just, the growth is pretty much gonna be everywhere without us even breaking a sweat about it, okay? Without us even having to make an effort, for the lack of a better word. Now, very important person to me once said me, if you have to push it, at the end probably is gonna be a shade, So you Scorpio, we Scorpio, if we have to push something, then it's not worth it, guys. At least for next couple of weeks, that is, not for a lifetime. Sometimes it's worth fighting for, right? But with the Eight of with the Eight of Swords, it will benefit us a lot to examine our capabilities and restrictions as well. By the way, restrictions we have bestowed upon ourselves. Think of those kind of situations where you're presented with an opportunity and you have an answer, something like, well, I don't think I can do that. Yes, you can, and you will. You better be, because it will be a good opportunity. And something that probably Pisces Moonbeam is gonna love, but we Scorpio are gonna learn discipline in the next couple of weeks, and reliability as well. That's what we are going to learn, how to pretty much control stuff through responsibility. Not yeah, well, we are responsible, but through reliability and discipline. And as well, we will learn how to maintain our strong position as well, okay? Not cave under pressure, so to speak. The universe is always going to bring us the right people in the next couple of weeks, and will give us the necessary will for success moving forward. Not that we're going to need it in any way, because things are simply going to happen naturally, just the way the sun rises always from the east and sets always on the west. That is how naturally things are going to work out for us. It's highly unlikely to have a confrontations with people, and also we can expect quite of a cheerful and happy experience for the next couple of weeks in our business and as well in our love life. So that is Scorpio. And now one of you guys can have a free reading with me. All you gotta do to contest one of those is to input a question into the comments down below, and in after 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm just gonna move on to the next 4-star signs. Not of thyself, though. It's a discipline to not let things fall apart. It's a discipline to kind of like face the ups and downs of it, whether ups and downs of your marriage or whether the ups and downs of your project, with there, all right, without kind of like jeopardizing anything. Oh, good night, Melda. Hope you do have a great one with the nice dreams in it. That's a good one, Sam. And that's a big problem of mine. It feels like, you know, when I start something, I very seldom finish it. Even with video games, guys, I buy a video game, I seldom beat it. You know, I play it and halfway through or two-thirds through, I just leave it aside. I don't care to finish it. It's for Sean. Oh my god. Is he around? Oh my god, Sean, happy birthday, mate. How old is he? How much he turns? How many years on his wallet or on his account? How many years? Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. I think that there are lost people here. Let me help them out. Let me help them out. Oh, 46. All right. It's a nice age. My mother always told me that you know, when you turn 44, it's kind of like these are your best years. I never believed her, but I guess it's due to find out. In about 9 years from now, if I live to that point. Because, you know, guys, tomorrow is promised to none. I don't listen Beatles, so I don't know what song you're talking about, Sean. Yeah, Shakti, but most of the people, they live like they're never gonna die, which is the problem of our society. And that is the how can I put it into words, that is the source of selfishness and greed. People live like the coffin carries on all pockets in the world and they can stuff their wealth in it, you know, they can carry on the next life with it. Well, I have a news for you guys. I'm gonna break it to you. You can't. And all you're gonna remember it for is what you did for the society. This is what you are gonna be remembered for. and also the evil that you did as well, or what you haven't done for the society. Think of, for example, I don't know, Napoleon. Does anybody remembers him for his wealth? The only person who is remembered for his wealth, actually two people. This is Mansa Musa of the Mali tribe, the richest, the wealthiest man lived ever, and Marcus Crassus as well, the richest person in Rome, Roman Empire, that is. These are the two people remembered for their wealth, and that's that. You know, when you think of, for example, Steve Jobs, which is one of the richest people in the world, you know him for the founder of, you know, Macintosh, but not for his wealth. Same thing about, oh my God, I forgot his name. The founder of Windows, right? Elon Musk is known for the Tesla, Jeff Bezos for the Amazon. They're not going to be remembered for the wealth, but for what they left as a legacy to the society, that is. Oh, that's so nice, Taco. It's awesome. In 1,000 years, everyone is forgotten except Julius Caesar, you know, and probably Alexander the Great. But you know, that's the thing. It's with history. As the time passes, you know, a history becomes a legend, then the legend becomes a myth, and the myth is long forgotten after that as well. So you are a musician? Wow, I never thought so. Wow, God bless Anna. Thank you. Thank you. Because this is something I try to preach, that, you know, if you try to make money on expense of your happiness, like you do things you do not like, and you stress over it, and all these kind of stuff, then not a single cent is worth it from that what you are gonna make. I could have not known. What kind of a music do you play? Okay, I kind of forgot myself into it, but the question is submitted by some Welsh. Sam asks, is he going to finish his artwork like ever? So let's check it out. What I can tell you, Sam, it is that, do you have what it takes? Are you gonna finish it or not? That depends on you. There cannot be love and peace for everyone. Queen Reach, because you know, the universe is in a balance. You cannot have one without the other. For example, if the devil doesn't exist, then the presence of God isn't needed. I mean, why do you need God if you don't have the devil to fight with? So and it's the same thing. If there are no hatred or war, you wouldn't be able to put the true value on peace and love. That's how it goes. So there are always gonna be both sides of the coin, but we should appreciate it more. That's what I'm trying to say. When someone loves you, you shouldn't kind of like take it for granted, you know. You should appreciate it just as much as you do appreciate when someone hates you. When you find out that someone hates you, you cannot sleep, you cannot eat, you know, you think constantly about it. Oh, do that when someone loves you, for Christ's sake. You know, give appreciation. Okay. Uh, let's check it out. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Taco. Yeah, painkillers, they are the worst for a withdrawal, because it's pretty much like a heroin addict. You're going through an abstinency, physical abstinency. Because painkillers, guys, they're actually a medical heroin. It's literally a medical heroin. This is what you are taking. So they are not a solution at all. Uh, all right, Sam, those are the cards for your question. Yeah, I understand, Taco. I understand. But it's what I was trying to say, mate. It is that in those cases, people people prefer to keep on taking painkillers instead of going through a withdrawal, right? Instead of going through that. But you kind of like packed up the courage and did it, which kind of like makes me proud. I don't know if I will be able to, right? Because I used painkillers a few times in my life through kidney to powerhouse through the first kidney crisis. But after that, thankfully, about kidney crisis, there is a cocktail of medicine. It has nothing to do with painkillers or benzodiazepines, all right? That prevents kidney crisis. Unfortunately, that cocktail cannot seize the kidney crisis. So the first one, when it happens, you gotta powerhouse through it, whether, you know, enduring the pain or whether having a painkiller. But after that, you know, you can kind of like prevent the next, taking though this cocktail every 8 hours, every 6 or 8 hours, whichever way you prefer. Sam, those are the cards. You can definitely finish your creative project, but in a long run, all right? This isn't gonna happen very near in the future, and you gotta be a bit more aggressive about it. You are not doing nearly enough, but you can. You gotta take more mature actions toward that creative project if you do want to finish it. Well, the thing about the painkillers, it is that you don't even kind of like, how can I put it into words? You don't even realize that you are hooked, and it comes a time where, you know, you take them just to be normal. Yeah. Well, 4 days then, eh? Yeah, they don't work from tolerance. Well, there are painkillers that can work. I mean, no matter the tolerance, but they are very strong and you can get yourself killed with them. I suppose you all have heard the substance called fentanyl. I mean, this thing, it's the most potent painkiller, and there is no way this thing doesn't work. It's so potent, guys. But it could kill you. So very important not to touch that stuff unless prescribed, right? There, the dosage is in nanograms, okay? Nanograms. And in micrograms. It's so potent. Yeah, this painkiller is for a breakthrough pain. That is when the normal painkillers doesn't take the edge off. You take that thing to stop the pain, but it is very deadly. It's deadly, yeah. Well, they usually give it on the on the end stage of cancer, because unfortunately the patient is going to pass anyway. So at least, you know, they have somewhat of a comfortable few days or a few hours or whatever, but they're not gonna give it to you if you have some kind of an other condition than cancer. Here in my here in the country I live in, painkillers are not widely spread. What I mean is that, you know, you do have a pain, well, too bad. I mean, you will have to kind of like suffer through it. It's just, they're not prescribed. If you want to have a painkillers, you gotta be admitted into a hospital. They're just not giving it to you. They're not giving you the yellow recipe that it is for a painkiller. So yeah. Well, I still don't understand why hospitals are giving morphine when, you know, for example, hydrocodone and oxycodone, they are more effective with the same, because they are from the same molecule, right? So with the same level of being hooked. I guess it's more convenient. I don't know. Or there is some kind of a side effects with the hydro and oxycodone that morphine doesn't show. I don't know why they're giving morphine. But in England, I have been given morphine, right, with some kind of a syringe in my mouth, and it does the job. But it was a big syringe, right? So I guess probably they mixed with something else. That was not the pure morphine. Uh, but people get more addicted to morphine than other things because morphine gives you better sensation, you know, of euphoria than, for example, the oxycodone. Unless you do not take it in a certain way, but I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, probably that as well. But still, you can give away lesser dosages. You know what I mean? Because oxycodone is way more important than morphine, and then you can give much lesser dosages of oxycodone, meaning that you do kind of like burden the body less with it. But I guess this toxicity is bigger. I don't know. I mean, why, you know, most hospitals are preferring morphine over the more potent variants of it, because, you know, anything short of hydro and oxymorphone, it's kind of like extrapolated morphine, everything else. Anyway, enough painkillers. Let's go forward with Sagittarius. First one for Sagittarius, that's going to be the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the next one, which is the Moon. Afterwards, we do have the Four of Cups, followed by the Devil, and the last one, we do have the Six of Pentacles. By the way, the Devil is kind of like the saving grace, right? From the reading, because I saw the first couple of cards and I said, oh my god, it's gonna be a good transit, it's gonna be a good cycle for us Sagittarius. I'm saying us because my moon is there, and not just only the moon but also a few bunch of other planets into Sagittarius. Yeah, it's gonna be a good cycle, right? It's gonna be a good moon phase, but none of it is gonna really matter. Okay, none of it is gonna be really important for our future. So whatever happens one way or the other, we are still gonna end up wherever we are supposed to end up. So bottom line here, that Sagittarius, for the next couple of weeks, you will not gonna be able to fight fate by any means, right? Freedom of choice is not going to be existent. I mean, the illusion of making a choice is going to be existent, but the freedom of it, not by a large margin. However, for those couple of weeks, things are gonna turn out in a such way that ultimately what is gonna boil down to it is that we are getting exactly what we want, one way or another. But yeah, what we want is not gonna be applicable for the future. It's not gonna be important for the future, right? So needless to say here is that you end up Sagittarius starting a relationship or starting a job. That goes without saying that you can definitely have your good time into both. Hell, I mean, you can spend your life in them if you will. Just so you know, if you lose them, that's not the end of the world. It was not what you are, where you were supposed to be. Okay. And one other thing I want to tell you here, guys. Actually, this is another touch on this reading, is that in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna feel ready. All right, you're gonna feel ready, whether due to your preparation or whether due to your planning to initiate. Well, initiate, but by yourself. Don't seek help. For the help is not gonna help you at all. It's actually gonna make things more, for the lack of a better word, I'm gonna say sloggy or sluggish. All right, that it's just is gonna make things more sluggish. There are gonna be more things for you to worry about, which is gonna make the job or the experience more tense and more oppressing than it needs to be. You also, Sagittarius, we also gonna feel a bit uncertain, which is kind of normal, which is going to make us think that we're doing something wrong. We don't. We are not, right? We're not doing anything wrong. It's just, well, I'm not gonna get into where that uncertainty comes from. Just know that it is an impression rather than a reality. All right, that was Sagittarius. Now Capricorn. Oh my God, look at that. I mean, we do have the 10. We do have the winner here. 10 of swords. The tip of the spear. The edge of the knife. The crack of my arse. 10 of swords. Followed by the 4 of cups. Moving next, we do have the world. Afterwards, that's going to be, oh my God, a 5 of swords. And the final one is going to be the ace of wands. Well, the uncertainty you do have, it's definitely going to be over in the upcoming couple of weeks. With no matter the ending, there is definitely going to be a continuance from that ending. So the ending is going to produce like for lack of a better word, I'm gonna say a new beginning. But this new beginning is gonna be more like a new enterprise than actually a new beginning in life, right? What needs to be done though in order to make that thing happen? Oh, you gotta do your final say. According to these cards, Capricorn, there is only one way you can respond, and you may be postponing it by that point. What is the, yeah, well, with the second card, four of cups, probably you're hoping to find a way around it. You won't be. So it's next couple of weeks, it's time where you have to do your say. All right, you have to make your move that it is looming, and this is going to provoke the new era, which is gonna set the old one into the pages of the history. Probably something you are striving for a very, very long time, and the new era will open up with an enterprise that will be very interesting, for a lack of a better word. But you will have to make the cut. Okay, that's why it is the edge of the knife and the tip of the spear. It is because you will have to make your cut. Hoping that that will be done for you, it's not happening. Okay, for example, hoping that you are going to be laid off to find another job because you know your contract, there is a severance package, and you don't want to be the one who is held to the severance package. Well, you're not laid off. You're not going to be laid off. I mean, you want that new job, you have to make the cut, right? So there will be sacrifice involved, and that is something I learned when I was second grade, is that if you do want something, first you gotta give in return, right? First you have to give so you can have it in return. And it boils down to that. Are you willing to give or not? To make the first step, or to make the initiative step, so to speak. It's all in your hands. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, moving on, next we do have Aquarius. Four of Wands for Aquarius, followed by the Two of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Empress. Afterwards, that's going to be High Priestess. Not much to be said really about Aquarius' reading here. Yeah, Seven of Cups. Not much to be said, rather than keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing it really well, right? What this reading represents, it is that within the next couple of weeks, the way we do stuff will allow us actually to plan for them for the distant future. It will be a future, right? That could, needless to say, could relate to literally anything. You know, keep doing what you're doing at work, and you will have that job for as long as you want. Okay, for as long as it serves you well and serves your agenda, serves your plans. Same thing goes about your love life, about our love life, Aquarius, as well. Something more to say about the next couple of weeks as far as the full moon in Gemini is concerned as a cycle and as a phase, is that it will be much easier for us to attend to the importance of the matter. There is an enterprise with important aspects. We are going to be able more easily to attend and resolve, so to speak, those important matters in a way that we cannot fail in the enterprise itself. The only thing that is going to be really bad, really bad for us, changing plans last minute. Or not even last minute, but changing plans in general, changing concepts. You like one thing today and tomorrow you say, well, maybe I don't like it that much. Well, make up your damn mind. Okay, so once you decide that you're going to do something, once you decide that you want to go for that person or go for that job, or even more than that, give a promise, hold up to it. Because otherwise, nothing will be able to be pushed forward. Some of you also may truly understand who their soulmate is, or who their soulmates are. In plural, we do have more than one soulmate. That is a very specific case for Aquarius. And also, we are going to be, how can I put it into words, suffused with hope, because for many of us, the impossible now is going to feel very possible. Right, so that was Aquarius, and from there, hold on a second, guys. Okay. So from there, we're going to Pisces. I need to write something down first. So I don't forget to do it after the stream. Yeah, I'm Scorpio Sun, Aquarius Rising, Sagittarius Moon, Sako. And my medium Celion midheaven, whichever way you like to call it, is also in Scorpio. So we do have Pisces now. Yeah, I am a weird man. Hmm. All right, so yeah, we are nice people. I mean, Sagittarius rising. Uh, right. So the Fool for you Pisces, it is the first card. Uh, Followed by the King of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Knight of Cups. Afterwards, it is the Three of Cups. And the final one, that's going to be the Seven of Pentacles. Well, Pisces, this time for a change, you're gonna start doing in the next couple of weeks, just try out and see is it actually any good is gonna come out of it or not. But what you're gonna start doing is attending to your happiness. I mean, can you believe it? This time around, you're gonna put your happiness first, and you're also gonna be very surprised. The people like it. People supports you through it. You know, your people that loves you. I mean, not everyone, obviously, but people that loves you, they do support. I mean, they are happy when you are happy. And so simply that will pretty much mark a new era, or rather like a new, it's not even a chapter or a page, it's a freaking book. All right, new book in your life. And from there on moving forward, if not much, you are gonna be at least one idea happier than before the 7th of December 2022. But the result of all that, guys, it is that you will connect with a lot of souls. You will connect with a lot of different individuals, and partnerships are gonna start forming based on, you know, your new state, being happier, being more cheerful, being more hopeful as well. It's not, well, if you are single, you will have no problem finding a spouse, kind of like someone to connect with on an emotional level. And pretty much you're not gonna feel lonely from there on moving forward. Huge hope for you as well, seeing the brighter future, and that's almost everything you hope for. It's possible now. When it's gonna happen though, in the distant future, not within the next couple of weeks, but it's a promise nonetheless. And the transit is gonna be very carefree for you. Okay, it's just you will feel no pressure or tension from anything. I mean, even if there is a thing that tries to pressure you in any way, you will kind of know at that point that if it's not gonna, if it doesn't work out, I can survive, and so the pressure is not gonna be there anymore, realizing that you will do without it as well. Right, so that was for Pisces, and now the last free read. One of you can have a free reading with me should you want to. To contest that free reading, just input a question into the comments down below, I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes are over, if there are any questions, I'm gonna pick one and perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm moving to the super chat. Anyone who supported and is about to support the stream, if you do decide so, through super chat, you guys are getting a reading at the end of the stream. That's guaranteed. And should the super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format I'm doing for the star signs. 5-card spread for the full moon in Gemini transit. Or if your super chat has an inquiry, I'm going to adapt the spread for the question you do have. 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes to input a question if you do want me to read for you with the tarot cards. So you, Taco, are Scorpio, Sun, Aquarius. No, this is you talking about me. What were yours? Bully Taurus. Oh, sorry, guys. Your Sagittarius, Moon, Taurus, Sun, Pisces, Rising. You're all over the place, mate. Just like me. I mean, you do have 3 elements. Fire from Sagittarius, which my moon is in Sagittarius as well, just like yours. Earth from your Taurus, water from your Pisces. What do you mean crossovers? Kind of like, what do you mean? Yeah. Almost like a family, eh? Almost like an astrological family. I love it. Brethren. Yeah. Of course there isn't, especially with you playing on the Xbox. You know, one day we will play together and there will be that battle cry for the horde, you know. We'll do things there. Yeah, right. Oh, we do have a question. Thank you, Jasmine. I'd say it's time anyway, so let's check into that. Well, my friendship with Jason, I believe. Jason progresses to the next level in the next few months. Yeah, I can understand. Oh, I'm playing now on the PlayStation anyway with the God of War release. You know, I'm kind of like I'm milking that thing for all it's got. After all, it took me $80 to buy it, because here they are a bit more expensive than US. Oh, thank you, Secret of the Red Moon Tarot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Uh, Friendship. Jasmine not on his own. Not on his own. Those are the cards. Okay. So the Knight of Swords with the Nine of Cups, with the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, Ten of Wands. I'm sorry, at the end. Let me tell you approximately when it's possible to happen. By the start, mid of April, around that point. That is if you follow the advice and the guidance of tarot, and that is that you gotta make that person uncomfortable, almost kind of like unhappy. It's like you gotta make him see that it's either gonna be the next level or nothing. And still there is gonna be so much attached to it as well. It will feel more like a contract than the next level of relationship. Just I don't know, Red Moon Tarot. I don't actually know. Sometimes I think I feel it and I end up massively disappointed. Okay, I think that this is more of a kind of like self-insinuation than no business, Jasmine, no business. It's like it will feel more like a contract. It is like we're on the next level for as long as you know you live up to that kind of a standard, you know. So that is why it's gonna feel like you more like signed up for some kind of an enterprise than having it, you know, unfolding naturally. But Red Moon Taro, yeah, I mean, anytime I think, you know, that it is literally nigh, you know, I mean, you feel it, you are uplifted, you kind of like, you end up being massively disappointed at the end, because what happens it is that you start liking someone, and it turns out that they don't like you, or even worse, you know, they know you like them, and they still use you, take advantage. of that weakness of yours. Because liking someone, believe it or not, guys, it is a weakness. Loving someone, it is a weakness, because it hurts you the most there. So it is a weakness. All right, going forward with the super chat readings. Doesn't matter, it's the same thing. I don't know. My point is that I wouldn't be too excited about it. I mean, if it happens, great, but just bear in mind that you can end up massively disappointed from it. Right, Veronica, your full moon in Gemini is marked by the elemental dignity of the Seven of Pentacles, with the Page of Cups. I don't know if you are in love right now, but you definitely could be within the next couple of weeks with those two cards, because they pretty much are showing that for you the next full moon, the next lunar phase, which is, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, it's up until, so it starts at 7th of December, 11:08 p.m. That is EST, and it is up to 23rd, if I see correctly here. It's 23rd, where the moon is new in Capricorn, 5:17 a.m. December 23rd. That will be EST as well. So within this time frame, Veronica, you definitely could you are gonna fall in love, not necessarily with a person though, okay? It could be with a person as well, but bottom line is that you are gonna fall in love with some kind of a thing of worth, for a lack of better words, okay? Could be that you're gonna fall in love with a project, or you could fall in love with an outlook for the future. That is also very important, very possible. But bottom line is that you are going to connect emotionally with something that is going to give you the strength to simply be better, not just only try out, but also be better. And the future is going to look much brighter for you than before. It's not going to feel like you are wasting anything, like time or effort or energy and so on and so forth. So it's going to be a good transit for you, Veronica. It's a transit of a personal growth. News Devon. Your card is the Hangman with the Wheel of Fortune. That is your elemental dignity here. So you get to choose how you wish to spend your transit, or rather like this cycle. Whichever way you go about it though, it will have ultimately the same results, which are going to be resolutions to your predicaments, okay? But you can leave those resolutions to happen on their own accord, or you can struggle manifesting them. One way, well, both ways you will be a bit uneasy, but in one of the ways you are going to conserve your energy, into the other you are going to use your energy. Both are going to lead you to, resolution of the issues and predicaments you have. So you do get to choose which one you want to go about it. But just so you know, for the next couple of weeks, it is that, when you start doing something like an enterprise or whatever, know that if things doesn't want to work out, you cannot, how can I put it into words, brute force it. That would mean that it is just the time haven't came yet, and you should better replace it with more susceptible enterprises. Chansonet Buck, your transit. Knight of Cups, it is your card with those other so we do have Knights of Wands, I'm sorry, not the Cups. Knight of Wands with the Ten of Swords and Justice. Very interesting cycle for you, Chansonet. There are going to be so many enterprising events that you can pretty much involve yourself into. So basically, you are never going to be bored, for the lack of better words. And every single day will have something interesting to present you with. More than one, in fact. Which under normal circumstances would have been a bit of an issue. That is because you may not find enough time nor an energy to involve yourself into everything interesting that it is presented to you. Well, luckily for you, that elemental dignity of the Justice next to the Knights of Wands, it pretty much shows that you are going to make an exceptional time management. Exceptional time management. Therefore, you will be able to be everywhere where you need it and where you want to be. But also, with the other elemental dignity of the Ten of Wands, it pretty much speaks that you will be able to discern very accurately the bullshits, okay, from the essential. And that way you're simply not going to waste anything. You're not going to waste resources. You're not going to waste energy. You're not going to waste efforts as well. And above everything else, you're not going to waste your time. All right. Next, Taco with the Lenormand cards. So what is up for you into the near future? Taco, Lenormand cards are going to show the next 3 events which are going to happen to you, okay, of importance, that is. So let me shuffle and see what it is there for you. All right, so money argument we do have here. Money argument most likely within the family. The whip and the broom, this is when you do argue and fight with family, okay? There will be an attempt to be backstab, blindsided, something like that, and there is going to be an argument about that. And it will involve money, maybe a large amount of it. That's the first thing. I don't know who is going to come on top, all right? But there will be that argument. I haven't yet shown. I haven't yet, okay? Yours is going to be the very last one. Next event. It's... I don't know if you are planning to travel, but your plans are gonna be thrown out of the window, so probably no traveling, Taco, for you. That's you are anticipating right now. It shows abrupt end, and the final Oh. I don't know how to take on that because you mentioned that you do have a wife. But if you didn't have a wife, I would say that you are end up being married, okay? Because literally what those three cards are showing is that you are gonna take care for a person you love, or a person that loves you is gonna take care for you in a fashion of of a bondage, so to speak. Okay, but definitely you are gonna feel loved. Well, like I said, Taco, there is gonna be an argument, and with that snake being there, definitely a betrayal as well. So, but I don't know. You may come on top because unlike tarot, which shows these two systems, they do show different things. Okay, tarot shows you the unfoldment, while Lenormand shows you the event. It's different. No, it's not about the withdrawal. Here we're talking about completely different care. It's a care knowing that things cannot go south because you do have someone who is gonna catch you always. And the this event is going to take place after the ruined travel. Okay, so and that could be that your father may not travel. I don't know. I mean, it could end up in any way. But the premise of the event that you are to be cared for or you are to care for have not yet come to fruition or to bear. That event is gonna, like I said, take place after the traveling is pretty much thrown out of the window, so to speak. I really hope so, mate. I really, really hope so. So you're ready to kind of like invade guns blazing, eh? Oh, okay. That's how you should be. So these are the three most important events which are coming your way. All right. I mean, I will take your word for it. Right, Jasmine. Your transit, Jasmine. First card, it is the Ace of Swords. The second card for you, that's going to be the Strength. Moving on next, we do have the Ten of Cups. Afterwards, that's going to be the Hierophant. And the final one, we do have the Seven of Wands. Okay. So Jasmine, this transit, some kind of important information is gonna come your way. Okay. information that will pretty much gonna shed a light on many things that you may be not unaware, but kind of like you wonder, what's gonna come out of it. This information as well could provoke a lot of conversations for you to have with those whom the information relates to. But what this information will allow you to do so is not to fall flat. So it's gonna be a leverage than anything else. The problem with all that is that you may kind of like leak it. Okay, this is like your ace in the sleeve, so to speak. People are not supposed to know that you do have that information, or you have been told that secret, for example. You are to apply it when the time is right without letting people see it coming. And you may let it slip, which is going to diminish its effectiveness. Other than that, Jasmine, your next couple of weeks, aside from that endeavor, they're gonna be rather quite calm, peaceful, and quite happy. It's extremely unlikely to face any difficulties or any problems in all you do. It's just it will feel like you are shielded from trouble. Well, I don't want to get into it, but usually I'm very unmoving person. Okay, like I learned to close my heart to it, to close my heart to people suffering and so on and so forth. But the only thing I just cannot close my heart to is when children suffer, when children are mistreated. It's just, I mean, I don't want to get into it. It's just, it makes my blood boil. All right, Mattia, you're reading now. So one more thing, Jasmine. So you have to be very careful how you interact, okay? In a sense of exerting your behavior, because you are gonna have a tell. That's what I'm trying to say. You are gonna have a tell, and people will when you have something that you're not saying. It's just you. People are gonna smell it. So you gotta be very. I can't find even the right English word about it. It's like you gotta be very surreptitious, for a lack of a better word. So Mattia, your card, first one that is, this is the King of Cups with the Six of Wands. Then it is the Three of Swords, followed by the Four of Cups. And then it is the Two of Wands. Pretty straightforward, Mattia. There will be a proposal that is going to come your way, which to you is going to feel underwhelming. It's like it's going to feel, well, even, I don't know how, to what extent is going to feel that way, but there is an extent that it may feel even insulting. Okay, it's like, is he or she kind of like joking? Are they taking me for a clown? And that will be your initial reaction by any means. However, don't give your answer straight away. Okay, sleep on it for a few days, because when you think about it, even if the proposal itself it's underwhelming on its own, it's gonna present you with other unique opportunities. So it's worth taking on. That's what those cards are showing here. And the problem with the underwhelming thing, it is those two cards, the Six of Wands into the second position, Three of Swords into the third one, which they do speak of that there will be almost no benefit. I mean, probably material benefit, reward, so to speak, from taking on the proposal on its own accord. However, having the Two of Wands, it will allow you to expand on different proposals. Okay, not on this one, but on a different enterprises, so to speak. So that's why it's like, take it as an investment. You are investing into that proposal so you can kind of like grow on other places. Well, it's no different than, you know, these big chains of, let's say, grocery stores. They're opening grocery stores left, right, and center. What you think that all the grocery stores are on a margin? Well, they aren't. Some of them are on a loss, but other grocery stores are making so much margin that it is compensating, and it is just they are kind of like taking a land, right? They're making influence, because sometimes you gotta work for your name rather than for money. You work for your name, money are gonna find you on their own accord. Most likely business oriented here, because there are fruits involved. I mean that you are going to expand the fruits of your labor, just not through that proposal. Nonetheless, the proposal will be like a lever, like a shaft for you to pull the rest forward. And that is pretty much the bulk of your transit. Other than that, those cards are reassuring that the way you're working on your things, the way you are addressing your situations, it's the right way. Pretty much you are gonna have a solid progress within the next couple of weeks. Sean, thank you so much for your $20 which are for Sherry's transit. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Sherry, I hope you are around still, where you're gonna have your personal reading in a few minutes. But Anna is next. One second, let me take out those cards. Right, Anna, your turn. So the first one, it is the sun. I mean, you said that now you are kind of like pushing hard into doing things that makes you happy. It's pretty much what the sun shows, so that trend is going to continue at least within the next couple of weeks as well, followed by the Nine of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Wands, followed by the Five of Wands, and then it is the Emperor. Anna, I'm kind of like, I feel bad because I don't have much to tell you from those cards. You pretty much the way you explained yourself in our last conversation, and the thing that you said right now is pretty much reciprocating to this reading straight away. What those cards are showing here is that you will enjoy your time, not just only your time, but you're also going to make everyone around you happy, especially your children. What they are saying in an addition, it is that you're gonna find or try out and find new ways, that is plural, to pretty much either grow or be happy. So it's like opening up for life. However, with that Ten of Wands being into the third position, it will be good to be responsible, even toward the entertaining enterprises that you are to engage with in the next couple of weeks here. And also kind of like that's go without say, and it's not going to be a big problem for you, but having that Emperor at the end, it shows that you know, your current state will require at the very least maintenance, which almost are going to happen on its own accord. You just have to acknowledge that it pretty much needs maintenance. All right, it's so kind of like address your finances accordingly, address your responsibilities accordingly, and so on and so forth. And that is not going to pose any difficulty or a problem for you to also enjoy your time. Other thing that the reading shows is that you don't have to change a thing about how you plan to spend your next week. It's pretty much your anticipation is spot on, and whatever falls natural to you, okay, you are gonna grow in it. So there is a expanding energies of growth for you in the next couple of weeks. And one specific case that we do have here, it is that you may end up mending a relationship as well. I don't know with whom, but according to these cards, that is very, very possible, because you both are gonna realize that it's just the arguments under which you are in a rivalry right now, they don't make any sense. They are not real. There is nothing coming out of it. So why don't just, you know, burying down the hatchets, showing up the flushes, and kind of like hugging each other, kissing each other, and just moving on to a better future. Emily, your reading comes next. Oh, Anna, I almost forgot. Also, I don't know what your plans in business are, but these cards are really, really good for monetary gains as well. Emily, first one for you, Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Cups, followed by the Ace of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the Three of Cups, and the final one, that's gonna be Justice. So Emily, I'm speaking purely from the cards now, right? So according to them, I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta wake up, because according to those cards, you are not doing enough, and you can't. Well, what they're showing here, it is that there are potentials around you that you are lightly brushing off, potentials that other people would kill for, okay, potentials that other people would sell their mother to have these potentials that are around you. And for what those cards are showing, up till this moment, you just, it seems that you don't care, right? It seems that you are, let's put it that way, in a favor of the easy way forward than the gainingful way forward, so to speak. Now, of course, it is up to you to decide what you want to do. You know, it is your life, it's not mine. It's just those cards are showing here that you don't have, or I would say it that way, you are lying yourself for how far you can go. You can go for so much more. I mean, you can be in such a better position that you are right now. A few things of a note here, having that Justice at the last position kind of gives a hint why you may think that, you know, you do not deserve that success, and you're wrong, because according to the card, I mean, whatever those those potentials are to demand as a performance or as an investment, as a dedication, let's put it that way, you can live up to the standard. That's not a problem at all. I mean, you can differentiate, accountabilities. You can differentiate, discern, so to speak, what is important, what is not. And therefore, you will be able to address every important detail of any situation. So bottom line for you, Emily, it is that into the upcoming couple of weeks, you will have your chance to establish a huge domain. And the very first step is recognizing it. Okay. So you recognize it, you see the accurate diagnosis of how much you have you have on your disposal, how much you can go for, and from there just go for it. And also at the end, this is like a lesson that pretty much everybody knows. Probably you will have to repeat it here, but according to these cards, people that makes you unhappy, they don't have place around you in your life. All right, so next one, we do have Rocky. You're welcome, Anna. You're welcome, Emily. Anna, no, Anna, but Rocky. I'm sorry. Rocky, first one, Queen of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Wands. Moving on next, Three of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups. And then it is the Five of Swords. So this reading, Rocky, it touches people that you do associate yourself with, or more specifically, it touches on the help, support, and what is the English word? I do apologize. Reciprocation. And according to those cards, you need no more people around you from those that you already know. Within those, within this circle that you so much have as a people around you, you can find those that are gonna support you in anything you want to develop. And the beauty of the social circle, or rather like the circle of friends, why not a lover as well, right? If you are single, for example. But the way that you do have people around you right now, for one or another reason, according to those cards, if they haven't yet, they are about to learn their boundaries, and there will be no trespassage from there on moving forward. And that way you're just gonna feel comfortable, and you're gonna feel appreciated. You're gonna feel like you can forge a fruitful cooperations, fruitful discussions with these people. So if you are on a quest of seeking help, seeking support, well, try to exhaust all of the options available you already have, because according to these cards, you are not. Reconciliation is extremely prominent for the next couple of weeks. So if you do have, well, probably you do have exes, but don't be surprised if ex reach out to you and kind of like proclaims their unyielding love towards you. And they are gonna speak the truth, by the way. Of course, it is up to you to decide, do you want to give it a go or not? Bottom line here is, when it's come to people next couple of weeks, you do not need anything new. In fact, anything new is going to make your state more unstable. All right, moving on. Next, we do have Sherry. First one for you, Sherry. That's going to be the ace, the Six of Swords. I'm sorry. Followed by Nine of Pentacles. Moving on next, that is going to be the Four of Wands. Followed by the Nine of Cups. And then we do have the Sun. That's a tough one. Hold on a second. Well, according to the cards, I don't know what they are. No, Sean, I said that yours is gonna be the last one. Okay? Yours is gonna be the last one. That's Sherry's, the one that you made a yours is the next one after this one. Okay? Yeah, I know, Sean, but I said yours is the last one. Okay, so that's the Sherry's one. So Sherry, I don't know what the cards are referring to, but they are saying it is that there is nothing left for you here. Okay, and it's like, but that is, they are referring to approach rather than an enterprise. It is like there is nothing left for you to hope for with that approach. You gotta change your approach. You gotta try something different. You gotta try something in another. You gotta try another way, so to speak. And that way is going to be a bit scary. Okay. No, that's all right, Sean. So this new way that you're gonna come up with, Sherry, it's gonna be a bit scary for you. That is probably because you're gonna think that there is a lot riding on it. Now, the fact is, according to the cards at least, it is that literally nothing can. It's like you have an impression that there is a lot of riding on it, but actually nothing is riding on it. Things are either going to get better or they will be just as they are right now. Now the strive of all that is going to be you sustaining your happiness. So this is going to happen into the place that makes you happy right now, right? That provides the drive for life at your behalf. And The hard part is gonna be the initiation. What I mean is that once you do make the move, this new move, that it will be unorthodox, and that is mildly said. It's just, I don't know another word. So uncharacteristic, it's kind of like, for you will be like the out of this world kind of move. But once you do it, after that, things are just gonna kind of like roll themselves over. It's like, it's gonna be like a snowball. You push the ball down, and it kind of like it starts rolling and becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and larger, and it's going to produce results one after another. So it's like, I don't know how to even put it into words. It's like a shape shift. It's like a shape shift of what you do, how you address a particular thing. It could relate to many stuff. Another case, more specific, that those cards are showing here, it is that for some reason you will be able to unite people under the common cause. So someone is gonna, or some people are gonna listen to you. They're gonna see reason into what you are saying, and at the end it wouldn't matter, because whether you could have accomplished it by yourself, or whether what is accomplished is unnecessary. So I would advise you, don't waste your breath if someone doesn't want to follow you. And now it's your turn, Sean. You big boy. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, by the way, Sean. The star card, as suitable for a birthday, right? So we do have the star card first, with the Four of Wands, followed by the Six of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Death card, and it is the Four of Pentacles. It was decent. What do you mean it was decent? You didn't. There is something you didn't like? Come on, confess. Well, it's suitable for a birthday present. I mean, the reading, according to the cards shown, next couple of weeks, your concerns and your problems gone, literally gone. The cards are showing is that this lunar phase is gonna be the end of your turmoil and pretty much upheaval that you are facing. From there on, moving forward, there will be a clean space for you to decide how you want to structure your future. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. But I assume your son is a teenager. Well, I was a teenager. I don't know about you, because you are older than me. I mean, you are my elder, so to speak. Almost 10 years senior to me. And I don't know about your time, but in my time, believe me, the last place I wanted to be when I was a teenager is with my parents. Okay, it's just how it went. Probably I had a strive for independence. I don't know, Oh my God. But your concerns, Sean, and problems are gonna disappear. That's not just because they're not gonna be there anymore, but also because they're not gonna be relevant as well. Some of them are not gonna be relevant. Others, they're just gonna be resolved. some of their own accord, other of yours. But the thing is that you are entering into a new phase, into a new phase in your life, and you have the luxury to enter into it being unburdened by the past, and having a clear, open field to set yourself up the way you want, for the lack of better expression. That is for a long term, all right? The star card manifests in a very, very long time, moving forward. But for the time being of the phase itself, it will benefit you greatly, Sean, if you may just do things that makes you feel well. Six of Cups, it is when you know you do not concern yourself too much with money. Of course, money are needed, to kind of like live. But they should not be a fixture. That is just for example. So to make myself clear, another example, when it comes to your work, if you do have a choice to choose, if you do have the luxury to choose which person to work with or which project to work on, go for the one that you are going to feel more pleasant and creative than the one that is going to feel more monetary successful. In your cases, they could be both. It could be a person that you can make most money from or with, and also the work with them could be also very, very pleasant. Same thing about your relationships, intimate, friendship relationship. Just don't tolerate people that doesn't kind of like correspond with you right away. Correspond with you. Go for those that you kind of like can connect emotionally and as well physically with these people. But the universe is gonna set the things for you up in such a way that in the next couple of weeks you will ensure certainty of futures. You may ensure the certainty of your family future, the certainty of your business future. It's just there are going to be certainties which are going to be established, and you are going to like those certainties because they are going to completely reciprocate with your standards and as well your ideals. It's one of the best transit I ever read for, Sean. I think you are a lucky one, mate, if those cards come true, because at the end of the day, remember, I'm not psychic. I am just a card interpreter, all right? Tarot interpreter. All right, so with that said, guys, this is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much for attending. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a like. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps us tremendously. And as well, thank you so much for your generosity and support through the super chat. We're gonna see each other next time, and until then, bye.